Schön looks to cross, but he can't, because there's the final whistle, and Wrexham can be very happy with that. They've come to Bolton, they've weathered an early storm, Okonkwo having to make a couple of good saves, and then have done well matching up Bolton's system, have coped better and have shown threat going forwards. Fletcher coming close, Baxter having to make a sharp save when he drove across from him, and Wrexham, even with about 30 seconds left, nearly getting a chance with a 2-on-1 rather. Reven couldn't find Dobson unmarked on the edge of the box. Some Bolton fans booing. Well, I think that's a compliment. I don't see why, but that's a compliment to Wrexham, because we've shown what we can do here, I think.
Yeah, I think that's probably a fair result at the end of the day. Yes, Bolton did have, it says 70% of possession there, but they really didn't create a great deal in front of goal. Okonkwo with one save from Charles in the second half, and then the one-on-one that he saved on his weaker foot. But again, at the other end, we had chances as well. So I think that was probably a fair result. And Wrexham, I felt, grew into the game and were better in that second half than first. And now I think they'll be delighted with a point coming away to Bolton, who only lost 3 games, I think, here last season.
That defensive unit got opened up a couple of times by Wickham, but today I thought they did very well. I mean, it's a different type of defending, isn't it, when you're being forced back and sitting in a lower block. But nonetheless, there was a lot of grit to be shown.
Yeah, and you've got to concentrate. Always concentrate, and you've got to shift and move as your groups don't give too big a gaps, because they're ready to pounce on those gaps. But I thought they did it really well. The back 3 were good, and I think the 3 in front of them as well worked really hard. And then the outlets, you're on the scraps for most of the game, but you've still got to work and help your team out, and they've come away with a really creditable point.
And then the hard work up front as well. Marius and Palmer occupied the centre-backs and created some moments of hope as well. And again, Reven, interesting move putting him on the right, but A, he dealt with Schön well, and B, he got up the pitch very threateningly again.
Yeah, well, I think that's the reason why he played out there. That's why, tactically, I think that's what Parkinson went with, was to match up with Schön, because he is such a sprinter, Schön, and a really aggressive, pacey player. And they've dealt with him really well. He did really well. And the 2 up front, always outnumbered 3v2, but they keep contesting, they keep competing, and try and keep the ball for them to let their team get up the pitch. So I think they'll be really pleased with a point. I think they would have took a point before the game. You hope to nick one, don't you, and get away with a win. But like I said, a point away from home on your travels to one of the favourites for the league, you're taking that all day long.
And finally, just a word about Dobson, who continues to show he's a hell of a signing. And like you said, at half-time, when we were getting put under pressure and players were just sort of giving the ball straight back to Bolton, he's the player you need in there who gets the ball down and starts constructively passing.
Yeah, he does, but I think the flip side of that, you've seen that side of him today, which is without the ball, his movement, where he puts himself to put off forward passes. He puts himself in passing lanes that really cuts off any passes into the striker's feet, and he just works tirelessly, and then he's constantly organising the 2 in front of him in Cannon and Lee to just move and set, and it just makes the game so much easier for him. But I think he's just been sensational so far. He's had a really good start to his Wrexham career, and I'm really looking forward to him having maybe 100, 200 games in there for us, hopefully.
That'd do us just fine, wouldn't it? Well, brilliant. So a pleasing result for Wrexham. Still unbeaten in the league, a clean sheet on the road to very, very strong side. And, well, not much more you can say about it. So fans turned up in numbers, and they saw their team do them proud with a final score of Bolton Wanderers 0, Wrexham 0. We've been Mia Roberts, Andy Morrell and Mark Griffiths from Wrexham AFC.